fine.
Sorry. Okay,
It's okay.
so your fire is lit again after going on Success Club trip, which is what happens at events, right?
Yep.
And you got your office like all cleaned out and organized and refreshed for
Yeah.
a good workspace, which is good. Okay. So, I mean, let's start with how long have you been a coach? Like when did you
So I've been using Beachbody products for 9 years, but
Okay.
it probably was like actually investing time into the business probably 3.5 years. I
Okay.
probably had 1 year with Stephanie Oliveria under me, which I don't know if you knew this, but like I've been like orphaned twice because I had a coach that had never really like mentored me, and then she quit, and I went under Stephanie, and then Stephanie
Oh,
um,
okay.
kind of took me under her wing because of the person like was still
Yeah.
working in the business but wasn't in it,
Yeah.
and then she left, and then I wasn't Allison's like real coach for a while,
Yeah.
and finally everybody above me like stopped, and I'm finally under Allison.
Okay.
So yes. So probably the last 2 years now, I've been investing time into the business where I had goals. And
Right.
like my first big goal was that I wanted the Theragun. And I hit Success Club 12 months in a row and I got the Theragun.
Hmm.
And I'm one of those people, I don't know if I'm a pearl, whatever it is, but like I'm one of those people where like if there's something that I want, I will work my ass off to get it.
Recognition.
And yes, and I wanted the Theragun, and then I wanted the Success Club trip, and then I wanted to pay off the debt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
if I'm,
Achievable,
yeah,
tangible goals.
exactly.
Hmm.
So, so that's kind of like when I started the business was probably like 3 years ago.
hmm And how
So,
did you earn the Theragun? Was it like hitting Success Club every month all year?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And so when did you hit Diamond originally?
I hit Diamond originally like 2 years ago when I came home from one of the summits, and literally I left Summit and was like, in August I'm gonna hit Summit, I'm gonna hit Diamond.
Hmm.
And I hit Diamond by like April 15th of that month. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm set up, and this is where I need you and I need Allison. Like I have 14 or 15 people under me between
Yeah.
like for customers and coaches. And I'm set up right now where I have 4 or 5 active on each side. Like I have some unactive. I need to find the people that want to work the business, because when I hit Diamond before,
Hmm.
I did all the work and I
Hmm.
put them under my husband or my mom.
Hmm.
Like I found all those other people and then built my mom and my husband up.
Right.
And then people slowly like went off, but I've never had like a working person like want to work the business or have even the little bit amount of drive that I have. Like just
Right.
putting it in pockets of time, like just finding those people. And that's what I'm inspired to find. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I know they're out there after listening to Sarah and after listening to you and after listening to like all my affirmation things, like Gabby Burns, like all of it. Like I get it.
Yeah.
And I know they're out there. I just need to find the people that want to do it.
Yeah. No, I think
So
it's a good point that you bring up because you have it in here too that one of your fears is that you won't find that person or you won't find those people.
yeah,
Um, and you see yourself being successful and you're driven. Um, just like where are those people? So, I mean, it's like everything you're talking about is very common,
okay.
and we probably just don't talk about it in the way that we probably like we should talk about it more. But like, you know, when I worked with Gabby last year, I mean, that's what we did. I mean, her husband was on one side and her sister was on the other side. She also had a friend. We had a couple of people that we could build Emerald through. And that's what I told her. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. And so we need to have multiple pathways, multiple people to build Emerald through. And then we're going to work all of them. You know, we're going to have a plan A, B, C, D, E. And when A doesn't work, we go to B. When B doesn't work, we go to C. We keep going, but we're going to do this. And like, that's how the business works. So it ended up where it could have been her friend. It could have been this person, mother-in-law, I don't remember. But then it ended up being her sister for whatever reason. So, you know, one of the things that Craig told me early on is like, you are in control of your business. Like you are in control. You are in the driver's seat. You do have 100% control of the business that you build. And so I think that people get frustrated or think they don't have control because they think, well, I don't have those people I don't have the people on my team that I need to get to where I want to go, or I can't move, like I can't motivate this person like to build like underneath me, right? But quite honestly, until you have the people, you build it. And that's the part where people just miss. And because, for example, like the first people that went diamond underneath me, Shauna was the first, Kristina was the second. So Lisa actually was the very first, but she was under Jason. She was under my husband. So
Okay.
at the time, you know, like she hit 1 star before I hit 1 star because she wasn't even under me. Shauna is like a perfect example, this story, because she signed up with me. And in the very beginning, we were like, go like running. But then she got to Emerald. She's at the top of my organization. Then she got this job at Lifetime Fitness. And they were literally flying her across the US to get trained in like sales position, like a sales rep at the gym. And so she started making a lot of money and she was working a ton of hours and she tried to quit on me. And she literally was like, we were talking on the phone about it. And she's like, you know, I just don't need this. You know, I have this awesome job. Da, da, da. And I'm like, Shauna, don't quit. Just don't quit. And I was an Emerald at the time. And I was like, just don't quit. Just keep it. And she was making a team cycle bonus, like, I don't know, $14, $50. So literally that was the only reason she didn't quit. And she told me that she's like, well, I'm making money and some residual. She's like, so for right now, you know, I'll keep it. And I was like, okay, fine. So then I started to work with Lisa because Shauna was working full time. And so like this, the reason I'm sharing this is because like that could have really gotten me down. That could have been like, oh, well, she's my best friend and we were going to do this together. And now, you know, maybe I should be going and working for a Lifetime. Like I didn't think that, but like I could have thought that, you know, but I was working with Craig. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go over here for now. So then Lisa and I started building together. And then we were in a push group, a 90 Day to Diamond push group. The first one we did with Larry. And while we're in the push group, you know, I started to like excel and started to like see success and started to like, you know, share that on social media. And I'm doing it all without Shauna. And so Shauna sees me like succeeding without her, and she's still at Lifetime and she's working all these hours. And this was like a year, you know, I don't remember, a year and a half. And so then she has her daughter, and this was all with around this 90-day push group, which is like, you know, weird. So she calls me, and that's the story you probably heard, but which is she's like, I'm about to, you know, I just had my daughter. I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to leave her because she was working the single life. the hours you have to work in those jobs, in those gyms, you are single, you know, or you don't have kids and you're hungry to move up in your career. And she's like, I don't want to go back to work. And can you help me build my business? She's like, I'm willing to do a party. Everyone will come over to see the baby and we'll do a shake party and I'll share shakes. We didn't call it a shake party. I don't remember. She just literally was like, come see the baby. So my point is that like, I just kept going. Like I was working with Craig, Larry, I had Lisa, and, you know, I had Kristia who was like new, and one of my coaches, Lisette, who at the time was like really in it. Nobody was diamond. We were just like, I had just turned diamond. I had gone on unemployment in December, and this was April when Kayla was born. We started the 90 Day to Diamond in January-ish, something like that. So it was around the end of the group. And anyways, so I did a party at Shauna's house, and I had so much confidence at that time because all I was doing was like hearing Craig and Larry, you know what I mean? And I went there and we helped, you know, she went diamond in one day. And because I literally talked to all of her friends in the basement and did like a presentation with a laptop, like informally, and they tried the shakes, and Shauna was so excited and she was like backing me up, and then Kristia went diamond. I just can't remember who went diamond first, to be honest with you, but they went one after the other. So I went like 1 star, 2 star, boom. And Kristia's was a lot of being in that push group. And a lot around that time, she was just really motivated and driven. And she, you know, was working, you know, with Larry and the group and everything. So anyways, my point is that I was going to do it without them. And they knew I was going to do it without them. And it's not like I said, I'm going to do it without you, but like, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to build this. You want to do it with me? Because
Right.
like, I'm not saying it out loud, but I'm saying I'm going to find people who do want to build it, you know? So Shauna kind of seen that. And then when the time was right for her, she just kind of jumped back. She jumped back in. So that's kind of my point, is you kind of have to take it on yourself to build it yourself.
Yeah.
And in the process, those people that might already be on your team, like she was already on my team. And I don't know if ever was like that, you know, intense myself, if Shauna really would have ever
Come back.
come back. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and
I,
so I hope
yeah.
that kind of
Have
helped. But
I need to just go back to just saying, like, I can do this no matter what. And that, like, thank you for sharing that, because that's where my mindset was before. Like, I'm going to do this no matter what, and I'm going to build it. And I followed up with all those people anyways, because I think I worded it like, you're still with me. I'm just going to place you under these people. Like, I'm still going to be there to motivate you, and you're still going to be in it. And like, I'm still your resource. And like, Allison's helped me through, I don't know if she shared this with you, but I also had a girl last year, which one of my goals last year was to have somebody go to Summit. And I had my girlfriend Stephanie come. Well, Stephanie in September, after going to Summit and loving it and rocking August and doing great, she was just like, I can't do this. I think I'm going to stop because I need to be present for my children. And she has special needs children that are on the spectrum. And like, she has 3 children, but 2 of them are. And I told her that. I said, you know, right now might not be a good season. And I kind of had the talk like you did with Shauna. And I just said, you know, you've built yourself to coach. You've always told me that you loved it. I said, if you're still going to use the products, stick with it, because right now may not be good, but the summer may be great. It may
right.
be a good time. And so she stuck with it. And it's funny because she's like, I think I might just go down to preferred customer just to get the discount. Well, guess what? She's still a coach.
Yeah.
And it's been over 6 months. And she still has somebody under her ordering. And she just actually reached out today
Mhm.
because I sat down all morning because I went down 8 hours at work. And that was another one of my pushes that I told Allison I wanted to do is like, I need to show myself that I can do this. So I left 8 hours of work at the hospital and said, I'll take the pay cut because I'm gonna earn it. I'm gonna do it. Like
Mhm.
I need to invest my time.
Right.
So I started doing that. Well, today I sat in front of my computer all day. I got my like this is my sheet, like my easy tracker sheet for our group.
Mhm.
And I literally like busted it out. Well, she messaged me and she was like, I just need to do this. She's like, the last 3 days I've pushed like my alarm clock and I just need to do it. I feel like shit. I don't feel good. Like, I just need you. I need you to push me. And I told her, I was like, I've always been here for you. I'm like, but I'm not that person to ride you. I'm not that person to like blow up your phone and blow up your email. Like, if
Right.
you want to put in the work, you're going to do it.
Right.
And she's like, that's what I love about you, but I need you right now. But like you said, like she's
Right.
coming back. I'm not gonna talk to her about the business. I'm just gonna talk to her about her own journey.
Right.
But I think right now, like you just said, I'm in control. I have a way of getting there. And I have a girl at work who wants to do this. And I'm just gonna say, hey, let me help you. Let's host a party. Let's have a patio party when it's not like in the next couple weeks when it's nice. Let's do what we can. And I've had successful like Shakeology parties. um I'm kind of curious about the virtual one.
Mhm.
Like if I can't get people in person, are the virtual ones like super successful?
I mean, I haven't really done one. I have done one where I did it together with Andrea and I can't remember. Um, we did it a while ago, but the way we're proposing to do it, we haven't done it. And my thought process came from Sarah talking about people hosting, asking people to host an event for you, which we know in person is always best, but maybe they're out of the state or their friends are, and that is an option. And so that's kind of where the virtual idea party came from, because it's more so not that it's a better option than hosting it in person, but because it's not, but what it is getting you in front of someone else's network
Yes.
and allowing you to do it, through Zoom and mail the samples out. And so, that's how you would do it. You
Okay.
would have to mail the samples, you'd have them fill out a Google form, get their name, email, phone number, address. You would mail them a sample in like a little party packet, which would be like the brochures and how to make the shake. And then on the party, you would make the shake together. Like that would be the goal. So they would have the stuff for the recipe, kind of would be the same idea. You share your story, you share the
Okay.
6-minute video of body. This is who we are, what we do. Here's what it's done for me. Let's talk
Mhm.
a little bit about what Shakeology is and how it can help you make our shake. Anyone who orders today, goes into this raffle. Here it is. Thanks to the hostess, stories, whatever, invite people to get started. So pretty
Okay.
simple. I think, the downfall will definitely be like at a normal party, there's a spread of things they can
Yes.
try. And this would more so be whatever you are willing to mail out, and knowing
Mhm.
that people could no show and you sent samples. But I think, the bottom line is you got an exposure out. You'll have their email. You can follow
Yeah.
up one-to-one. Um, so let's do this. Let's go through your team because you have a big
Okay.
team. Go through your downline. I have it pulled up, and
Okay.
we can kind of look at who each person is, and
Okay,
then we can kind of go back through them. So Laura is active, and then
that's my mom.
you have a lot of PCs. So Laura's
Yeah.
a PC and she's active. And then and then who are these people? Are they customers? Are they family?
So Laura's my mom,
Okay. And then does she
and
use Shakeology? Does she use the products?
yeah, so she uses Shakeology. She just ordered a bag. Her and my dad love it.
Okay.
They love my dad loves Energize. My mom loves the beach bars. They eat them all the time at my house. And my mom does use the workouts. Um,
Okay. Now, is she someone that, okay, let's just keep going and we'll go back. Okay. So Jennifer's inactive. Is she just a customer?
that's my family. I actually just messaged her because she's been interested in the past and she wanted to use it, but she's a midnight worker and my cousin has all the excuses not to do things. So, and I've actually reached out to her being like
Okay.
good person and said, "Hey, you do realize like you have not ordered anything in a while and you're spending $15 a month to be in this position and you're not utilizing it."
Yeah.
And her and her husband have loved it. They love Shakeology. It's just a matter of they're both morbidly obese, Kristina,
Okay.
and they don't like they love the idea of it, but the whole idea of them having to give stuff up, it's just not. I'm being honest.
Yeah. So she just literally like needs help, accountability, just like getting on the shake once a day, like maybe like a health bet or something like that.
Well, that and not and utilizing it as like getting on it. Like, and I told her, I said, wow, she goes, oh, I see you can add this as a protein to your day. I was like, yeah, like a lot of people use it as their breakfast. Well, she'll have it as her breakfast, but then she'll also have a full breakfast, and then she continues on with her day. So she's adding it as a protein because it's good for her, but she's not eliminating anything else from her day to substitute it to like have it as the best meal of the day. She's adding it in.
Yeah.
And her husband did well for a while and they lost some weight, but then they're into sports and their kids and all this stuff. And I don't want to just be like rude about it, but like the excuses come back up and they've reached out multiple times, you
Okay.
know?
Well, they're
And I'm
reaching
like,
out.
and that's what I told them. I said, I will always be here for you. So
Okay.
yes,
Okay. So they want help losing weight.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then you have, okay, so that, and then you have Nicole.
That is my husband's cousin. She uses the workouts all the time. She does drink Shakeology and she likes Energize. Um, my issue, like it's not my issue, but like she's very shy. She's very shy. So when she tried the coach route, I had I've had two parties for her and legit one person showed up to both parties and the girl did sign up and use the products, but now she's gone off and Nicole just kind of does it herself because she loves it. She loves Beachbody. And I did last week send her the video because I said, Nicole, have you seen how body has changed? I said it's even easier now to be a partner. And I kind of said it in that way after one of our calls that we had about how you can just give your coach like your partner affiliate link,
Mhm,
or like if that might be easier for her to do compared to actually trying to like message people and build a business and have like a team. She
mhm,
might be better kind of just sharing the affiliate.
mhm,
So, because she's very, very shy. Like,
mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
She's had a lot of problems with self-esteem issues because of her family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Stephanie, who was an emerald
Yeah,
before.
that's definitely the girl I told you about.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about. Oh no,
Yes,
that's your friend that um almost quit but didn't quit.
correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she is got one person under her,
Uh-huh.
and that's what you were saying. Okay. So that person is active. So really she just needs that other person
Right.
to, is she earning volume? Can you see that? I
Let me
mean, we
see.
can see it by clicking on her account number. Let me see. She on your strong leg or your weak leg? Do you know?
Um, so volume and genealogy, it says you want the volume portion?
I see it. It shows left and right is 0. So it could be that like the person that ordered under her, I don't know why I would say 0. She has someone under her. That part doesn't make sense to me. PV3.
So
Uh-huh.
what was your other, I'm sorry, what was your other
I was
question?
wondering if she must be.
So right now, my right, it's weird. When she was working the business, my left leg was my strong leg and my right leg was my weak leg. And it seems to have flipped because of her stopping. And I have another like Melody down the list of mine. She's the one that wants to work.
Mm-hmm.
So her and her husband will go like active and stuff and purchase a whole bunch of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, so my right leg tends to be my stronger leg now.
Okay. So is Mike your
Mike is
husband?
my yes.
Okay. And so your husband uses products and stuff?
My husband does use products. I keep him active by purchasing my Energize and like everything else through him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My Shakeology is under me,
Yeah.
but then my other stuff I put through my husband.
Okay. And then Patricia?
Is my mother-in-law.
Okay. Same thing. Does she actually use the products?
She started using Shakeology before I did. So
Okay.
she orders Shakeology, and she has Energize and Recover and everything at her house. She works out of her house. She has a bike and stuff like that, different bike, but she's very easy to control for me too. I know that it's my mother-in-law, but like if I ever said to her like, "Hey, I need to hit rank," because she does a lot of home businesses, she just says just order whatever you need to.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice, but she does use the products as well.
Okay. And then what about Melody?
Melody is my nurse that I work with. She started using Beachbody more. Like she bought the bike, she loves it. She drinks Shakeology, she loves Energize Recover. Her husband loves it as well, and he uses it. Um, she's the one that wants to start doing the business. I've actually had like a community like event with her as well, where we made
Mm-hmm.
all the desserts and we went to a community event.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bunch of leads there,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
write that down as people to follow up with community
Okay.
event. Because I actually had one lead where the girl she's a chiropractor and she works at a clinic and she's like, would you ever come into my chiropractor's office and
Yes.
share these? She's like, share all these desserts. And I was like, yeah. Well, that was around Christmas time and I followed up with her and because of the holidays, I think it just kind of like went by the wayside, but I think I'm gonna message her and just be like, hey, this spring, are you still interested? Because she's local
Yeah.
and I could do that.
Okay. So Melody is interested and wants to work the business.
Correct.
She worked a community booth with you. Okay. And what did you say about Meredith again? I got mixed up.
So Meredith was a coach of mine. She'll stay a coach because she's military and she
Okay.
signed the waiver a long time ago. She loved it. She's been to Summit with us before. She kind of stopped using it for a while and building the business.
Mm-hmm.
But recently has been ordering a lot, and I think most recently got one of the programs. So I see like yeah, she's been ordering more, and she's had people order under her. So she has friends that have been ordering under her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like just like on March 7th, I mean on April 7th, she ordered something with Lift More for a sweatshirt of Joel's and then got her membership. So like she's doing the stuff,
Yeah. So someone
you
you
know.
follow up with.
Yes.
Okay. So that was helpful, kind of going through everybody. Okay. So it's really like for your customers, your prospects and your customers, you kind of have you track all of their goals, what they want to achieve and how you can help them, right? Like okay, they have a wedding this winter and she's trying to get in shape for her wedding or whatever the case may be. So with your coaches, with your team, it's the same thing. You want to track like what their goals are. What do they want from this? And so then you're always working off of that. So you have a lot of potential here. You have a lot of people that you probably just need to follow up with, connect with, and help them move to the next level. So sometimes too, I feel like we expect them to go from like A to Z, but really it's just like getting them to that next bump, right? So helping them, get from having one coach to having two coaches to start to qualify for team cycle bonus to bank that, to earning their product free, to, you know what I mean? And so Stephanie is that potential on your one side, right? For you to be Emerald. You also have your mom. So have you thought about like asking your mom to host a party or an event for you with her network?
My mom would host anything if I asked her to. I've asked her, her response is we're all old, Nikki. And I'm like, Mom, you're not old. Like you are. She's like, we've done half marathons together. Like my mom's a badass,
Oh,
you know.
wow.
Yeah, and the last like since I got married was it was almost 10 years ago, but my mom did 3 half marathons with me like in the last 15 years. Like she works out, she's an awesome mom, and she's very supportive. And I just need to get if I did do that, I would have to just probably do the nutrition side of
Yeah.
things and I could totally do that. I'll ask her.
I
I'll
mean,
ask her.
why isn't she building with you if she's that person?
Because her limiting belief is that she's old. She's
Yeah.
told me a million times that's her limiting belief. Because she always says like she loves 21 Day Fix, she loves Bar Blend. Like those are her 2 programs that she does all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Her thing is they need to come out with a program designed around old people where it's
Mm-hmm.
all old people. It's no young people doing it. It's all people that are 50 and older. And
Yeah.
I said, Mom, I can tell that to Carl. And she goes, Nikki, that would relate to so many people. Like I know they came out with the beginners only. She's like, but you still have young people doing it. She's like, if they came out with a program that was just 50 and older people doing it, like doing
Yeah.
it for both things, fitness and whatever, she's like, that would call to me more. And I was like, okay, Mom, if I talk to anybody, I'll let them know.
Right. Well, that program's not for her anyways, because
Right. And
she,
that's the thing. I'm like, Mom, you're awesome. Like, you're stronger than you think. She loves my bike.
Mhm.
Like, she does the bike. you know, like she's, yeah.
Way ahead of
So
most people at that age. Yeah.
totally. And she has a gym membership just to get my dad into the gym. You know, she goes there to do stuff, but she's like, I just do it to keep your dad in the gym. I know.
I mean, that's just potential. And you could tell her we're just gonna do a shake party and we're gonna just focus on that, and all of the supplements, the wellness products, anyone who's interested in the workouts, will I'll be there to answer questions about it, but it'll be focused more on the nutritional end, like you said. So I think that is a potential because they use the products, they love the products, they would be testimonials, and ask her if she could get 10 friends in her kitchen. And then she's local, right?
Yeah.
And then what was remind me about Kristen again?
Let
She
me look.
was on your left leg and she's a coach and she's active.
Oh, so Kristen Lee she's my most recent one that I did. She reached out to me. So I went to high school with her. She reached out to me back in like January and was like, I keep seeing you posting on Instagram and Facebook because I listened to a training and they wanted more. They said when you post to Instagram or Facebook, like put in the product link, like check out below of me like holding this and it being like, are you curious like what's in here? Click the link below and then it goes to my Energize Cell page. So they can read more about it and do whatever. So I started doing that on Instagram and I started like I wrote down things and I want to go over that in a minute with you. But I started doing that and then she reached out to me and she's like, I keep seeing over the years you posting stuff on like the shake and then the stuff on Instagram on the energy stuff. She's like, I have a trainer. She's like, I was a dancer. I got out of dancing. She's like, and in the last like year and a half, I've gained 30 pounds, which I'm not used to ever looking and feeling like this because I've always been a dancer. And she's like, I have the training. She's like, but I want clean products to add to it. And my trainer mentioned Beachbody, and I wanted to reach out to you. So I had a call with her and I went over stuff and I'm like, what are you looking for? I want to meet your goals. I can tell you about everything because I've tried it all. I said, but what are you looking to add? And so after she literally ordered two different $200 orders of sample packs and all this different stuff to try it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I got her on the phone. I said, what did you like best? And what would you like to move forward using? And then she told me, and I said, instead of you spending $200 every time, I said, there is a way for you to save 25% on your product. So you're saving money. And then if you're in a gym and you're with your trainer and you have friends, I said, if you wanted to share this affiliate link, you could, and then you could get your products paid for. And she was like, oh my God, that's awesome. Well, I said the best way to do it, because she wanted beach bars and Shakeology. And I said, in order to like, she ended up getting a total solution pack because she said her fiance or boyfriend could use the workouts. So she signed up with the total solution pack, became the coach so she could do that and then have the potential of earning money because
Okay.
she's in the gym. And
Mm-hmm.
then just this past week, I said, you should have received your products. I waited like a week and I said, you should have received your products. I'm just checking in to see how your training's going in the gym with your trainer. I said, are you loving your products? I said, let me know if there's anything I can help you with to help reach your goals or to help you with any of your, like if you
Mm-hmm.
have anybody interested, I can help work you through like sending off a link or whatever.
Okay. So what'd she say to that?
She said, like her response, she just messaged me back the other day. She said, I think I just sent it like Thursday as one of my follow-ups. Here, I'm sorry, Kristen. She said, honestly, I haven't looked into the link yet. I do have a 3-day weekend coming up here, so I plan on getting things done, getting yard work done and looking into this. And I said, okay, cool. So she's looking into like a 3-day weekend this weekend.
Mhm.
And I said, well, go get it. I said, I love 3-day weekends. I'm here for you all the time. Let me know. And I gave her,
Mhm.
like, I talked to her on the phone, and she's from Arizona.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, we had the connection from high school, but now we have this. And I
Right.
told her, I said, I totally relate to you because I gained 45 pounds with both kids and I was always an athlete. So,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Okay. So it really is just like, I mean, you're doing the things. It's just moving people, consistently moving people forward to like to that next level. And it's through relationships. You know that. So just how you got her started and you upgraded her from customer to coach. Now it's inviting her share, whether it's sharing your story and being like, hey, this is what I've done with it. And basically like moving her to like a getting started right call and, like, or sharing a video of my story or, Allison's story or whatever, but like just kind of like bumping people's commitment level up
Yeah.
on a regular basis so that you could move her then to again start a right call, building her list, like, and whether that happens now or 3 months from now, I don't know. That's kind of like that watch and wait game that Shauna did, but Shauna knew the opportunity.
Yeah.
She knew the opportunity that she had. And it was just kind of like that timing with people. But that's kind of like, what we did with Gabby was like, okay, well, let's look at what you have and strategize with, okay, well, we can work through Stephanie, right? Like she's wanting to get back involved again, whether that is like there's a couple things you could do. Like obviously you could help her sponsor someone. You could place someone there, which you really don't want to do, but you can do it. Another option is like if she were to host something and then you were to help her get those people, like, there's a couple ways that you can do everything. You can also consider your mom, so like there's like multiple ways you can do this. If your mom were to host a party and you had several people that wanted to sign up, okay, mom, I can put these people under me or we can put them under you.
Mhm.
I've been asking you to do this for how long? Now is a perfect opportunity. And why not start earning your shakes free? Start to earn, here's 3 customers right here or whatever, and build her to Emerald. So, and then you have Kristen. So
I
it's
think I might do a
all,
virtual party for Kristen. I think I'm going to ask her and be like, since you go to the gym and you have all your work people out there and your friends, like, could you get, 10 people on a call and I'll send you, because after COVID happened, I ended up switching all my Shakeology orders to the packets and
mhm,
stuff. And I have like probably 3 months worth of Shakeology packets just sitting, like waiting to do like a house party or a community party.
yeah.
So I could send product to her and energize sticks and stuff. And then that way, like all of her friends could jump on and I could
Mhm,
host a party for her too. So that's an option. Thank you for
mhm.
like bringing all these options up because my mind is just like,
Yeah. Well, we get stuck in like our own Success Club activity, but really the gold is inside your team and like sifting through and interviewing. You're consistently just like interviewing and sorting people and helping them bump up. And so I think that's something too, where, we're talking about finding diamonds, finding leaders. It's like a lot of times they are on your team or watching on social media, or it's the next person you talk to, or you do this party for Kristen or your mom, And there you go. There's a person at that party, right? Like that is going to be your next leader. And so a lot of times, it's they're sitting on your team and they're watching and they're waiting and whatever, is going on in their life. But then they're also seeing like you excel and they're going, okay, I want to do it now. So that's why I say you can't wait. The number one way to motivate your people to want to build this business is to just do it, is to do it yourself and to show them that you're doing it and you're like, let's go, because it's built off of energy. It's built off of momentum, and people like it needs to be contagious, and people, that's what people want. They want to, join in with something like that. So I would really just kind of go through your whole team like this. And on your right leg, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, how many events could you book yourself with? And I mean, I see a lot just in here. You have your mother-in-law who loves Shakeology. Is there, opportunity there? Would she host an event for you? Who does she know? You have Meredith to just reconnect with. She's been ordering some products. Does she want to get involved again and either like join a group with you, a test group or something? Or is she interested in hosting an event? And you have Melody, who is also interested in working the business. So she's someone that you just need to get on like a getting started right call with. So I'm always on calls. I'm always on calls with my team when that's how you build your business. So you're on calls with prospects, right? To get them enrolled. And then you're on calls with your new people doing getting started right calls, and you're helping them build a list, get their goals, and you're strategizing either like a party, three-way, meetups, like, you're strategizing how can we get in front of these people and how can we help get them started, and how can we help get you to your first level, right? Get you paid, get promoted, all those things. But then we have to keep going. Like that's the part where people kind of like just let the ball drop, because you have someone that's now achieved a little bit of success. They're excited, or you go to an event. Like you want to really leverage events. You want, like right now, this 60-day diamond group is being leveraged off of Summit. We're leading up to Summit. People are excited. They want to go. They want to be recognized. They want to be a part of the party. So we're leveraging that. And then you have Summit itself. Like people go to Summit, they see the big picture, they come back and they're fired up. And if you're not ready to take that fire with your people and like create action, then you're missing that. And same thing with the Success Club trip, right? And then any events we do, which is the number one reason why I do events, local events, because that's what happens. People come out of coach camp or a team meeting or anything like that, and they come out. That's what happened to Gabby. Came out of that meeting and she was like fired up. Well, she can be fired up all she wants. I'm the one that had to get on a call with her and pull out her goals and do what we're doing right now and put together an action plan to help her get there. So that's what you're missing. Like maybe you're doing it sometimes, but you're not doing it like on a consistent basis. So for when we did, I just did a team meeting. There was maybe 25 people there last March. It was the first meeting after a year, after COVID. And the goal was for me to like find some people who wanted to build the business. And so that's what happened. Carrie and Gabby, messaged me afterwards and they were like, okay, we're ready to run. We did like a memory jogger at the event. So she came home and she messaged me and she's like, she won the contest at the event, which was whoever can get to the most names when I'm shouting out the memory jogger, raise your hand. And I gave away whatever, a book. And so Gabby won at the event. And so then she messaged me afterwards and I told her, I'm like, I want that list. So then she messaged me and I don't remember, it was like over 20 names. Like, so then we got on a call and, the whole event was kind of like a getting started right call. I had them write out these types of questions. So I knew like she wanted to create a full-time income. I knew all those things. So then when we got on the call, that those are the things that we talked about and we built a list, exactly what we're doing. And then I asked her, how many of these people are local? And then she said, almost all of them. And I said, okay, well, if I were to come over to your house, because she happens to be near me, would you feel comfortable inviting them over and we could share the products and talk to them and I can help you get them started? And she's like, yes. Right. So like I'm like building an affirmative yes pattern through this entire process. That's like the science behind it. Like do you see what I'm doing? I'm like positioning it step by step and I'm getting like her permission. I'm not saying let's do a shake party. I'm like getting her step by step to build the list, to tell me they're local, for me to say, what if I do this? Would you be willing? Just like we would say, with the video, if I will you, it's kind of the same thing. And she's like, yes. So then I was able to go and meet her people and help her get all those enrollments. All right. But then from there, like what people don't realize is we got on a call every week, once a week, every week, because she was driven. She's not only driven, she had the list, she had the network, but I can't expect her to enroll that network herself. Like you can't. And if you are, that's where you're missing the boat. And so we got on a call every week and sometimes it was 20 minutes. And that's what I told her, like, next week we're going to jump on same time and we're just going to talk about who did you talk to this week? And we're just going to strategize and help you get those people started. So every week we would get on a call, she would know what was expected. And she was like, okay, here's who I talked to. And then what I did is I created the events. And so then all she had to do was invite people to the events. So sometimes we did we did do 2 shake parties, but we also did a virtual event for her. And we did Fit Club. And, like, so we did a multiple amount of things. And that's what I told her is it's not one pathway to get there. We've got to do like event after event after event after event. And, it was like, okay, a bunch of people signed up at her shake party. And then we had a virtual event and I think 2 people signed up from the virtual event. And then, so every event we kind of grabbed like 1 or 2 more or 1 or 2 more, but we just kept going and we just kept going. Because she was driven and she had the list. So I think that as a leader, that's 1,000% what you have to do. And your personal activity is important, but like you have to manage it. You have to manage both. And so that's where you have to set your own goals of like, okay, I'm going to hit Success Club because I want to earn the Success Club trip. And then what's your own personal goals of like, maybe onboarding so many partners a month or, for me, it was like 2 coaches and Success Club. That was like my personal goal. And then I would focus on hitting that. And then like ranking building 2 emeralds a month. Like, but I would spend then the difference of my time with my team. Because think about it, like, no one's going to tell you this, but like, is it more impactful for you to go enroll 50 more partners? Or is it more impactful to get these people on your team to enroll partners?
Right.
Right? Beachbody's never going to tell you that because they want you bringing in more customers, right? So, I mean, that's the tightrope we walk as leaders, because you are always going to feel that pressure from corporate to, they're going to wave the shiny things at you, like the Theragun.
Like
And
the
and there's nothing wrong with going after that, because you now know that, number one, that's how you're motivated, but number two, that can also motivate people like you on your team. And if that motivates them, well, great, like, you're going to get them to go. But it also kind of shows you too, like, what people are motivated by, and are you putting those type of incentives in place for your team? Like, so we can't wait for corporate to do everything for us, right? So you have to set your own personal, like, no matter what, I'm hitting this. But then also you have to balance it with your team and doing like these types of getting started right calls, strategy calls is what I call them, strategy calls to diamond. But there's the middle ground of like building emeralds. And once they're emerald, right, then what? Building emerald again, hitting success club every month, like that. You build leaders.
build leader. Yeah.
You build leaders. You find them and you build them. Because even if you find people who are like naturally driven and motivated and see the big picture and want this, you still have to teach them the skill set inside of what we do.
Yes.
And you do that through like this, you do it through mentoring. So personally, I think you have a lot of opportunity inside your team, and to just kind of go through each person. Do you have their goals? It would be a good way even to just reach out to them and say, hey, reconnecting with everyone. Would love to find out, what your fitness goals are for the next 30, 60 days. Would love to help you stay accountable to those, plug you into any groups that I have. But also, and then you ask them that business question, right? So, one of the things that I always did was like, I always was reaching out to people on my team, my personally sponsored team. And I was always letting them know, hey, checking in with you, yada, yada, yada. I'm working with a few people this month to build their business and go emerald. I wanted to come to you first. Is that something that you would like, that mentorship? Something like that. It could be building to emerald. It could be to building to diamond. It could just be building your business and looking to make a couple extra $100 a month, or earn the success club trip. Like, and I would do it on a regular basis, and I would text people and, is now the right time for you? That's how I would ask it. So then they're not like, no, they're like, most of the time they're like, oh my gosh, thank you for coming to me first. Yes, now is the perfect time. And I would do that in my downline too, in the beginning, where I knew I needed to build someone else to diamond. I would go under them, like under their people, and message them and be like, hey, I'm working with some people on the team, to advance their business to the very first rank. I see you hitting Success Club or whatever it is. I wanted to reach out to you. Are you interested in one of those mentorship spots, or like whatever? And I didn't run a mentorship group. I didn't have anything organized, nothing. all I did was get on calls with people, and figure out, like, is this the person that I can work with? Like, do they have the drive? Are they excited? Are they my kind of person? Do they have a list? And, then we strategize what the best way is to help them get to where they want to go. So like, you're just constantly doing that, sharing your story, painting the vision of what's possible. And how you do that is, yes, sharing your story. These products and programs have helped me lose X amount in this amount of time, like spitting it out that fast. And it's also helped me to, financially, what is it? You want to be able to spit it out. Like, took my kids to Disney World to get cash, or paid off X amount of credit card debt, but the other thing you guys can and should be doing, and I've said this in every single call, is like leveraging the success before you. So I don't know what you're earning now, but if that's not something that, you want the next level, you can always be saying, my business partner, like Allison, she's been doing this for a decade. Like, that's powerful, and it's built over a 6-figure income. So we don't want to say upline, but it's okay to say business partner, and leveraging her success, right? And following in her footsteps, and, sharing your goals and your dreams, and you're looking for people on your team who want to, X, Y, Z. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm taking notes if you see me looking
Yeah.
down.
No, it's okay.
So if I message people, because I have messaged many of these people that are in my downline, and I said to them, hey, I have a question. Would you ever host a, virtual or home party if I ran it for you? And several of them said, let me think about it. Like, what would you say as a follow-up? Because I wanted to follow up with them. And some of them I'm going to follow up with some of the stuff that I've just written down with, and like the way that I worded it. But for the people that said yes, that they would think about it, how would you word it
Who are
so
you
like, I don't
asking? Are you asking coaches?
coaches and PCs that are already in my sponsorship drill down.
Okay. So, I mean, it's the benefit of what's in it for them then, right? Because they would be earning the commission.
Correct. And yes, one of them said, well, how would that work? And I said, if you could get 10 people in front of me, I said, if any of them signed up, I would sign them up under you so you could get your products for free and we could get your business off the ground because, yes. And I worded it that way.
I would, for me, I would send a follow-up message. Hey, checking in on you, hope you're having a beautiful day. I know that we talked about possibly running an event for you. I wanted to let you know I'm only going to be running 3 of these, or I'm only going to be working with 3 coaches one-to-one. I did want to reach out to you first and give you that opportunity. But if now is not the right time, that's okay. Let me know, just check in with me and let me know. I would love to help you. Boom. I would love to help you get your products paid for and bump up to the first rank in body. Something very simple like that, depending on where that person is. And so when they're, I'm sure they have questions, I would get on a call with them. And so I would just book a call, and you can always put together a little questionnaire like I did with you with this. And I kind of have these in place on Acuity. I have one for getting started right call. I have one for 3-way calls. I have one for one-on-ones. So you want to pre-qualify them too. Like, you also don't want how do you know that I pre-qualify people that I know that they have the network to do the party. So, and the only way I know that is I get on the call first before I ask them, like in Messenger, like you did. So, and for me, I would have just kept it more general. Like I said before, hey, reaching out to you, how are you? I'm going to be working with a couple of newer partners this month to move their business up to the first rank in Beachbody. I thought of you. Is now a great time to start to work together. I have some really exciting stuff to share with you. If yes, let's jump on a call. I'll send you a link. That's how I do it. Let them earn your time. And I know people are like, well, I don't have all, this time to get on phone calls with people. What are you talking about? That's your business. Because otherwise you do set yourself up to do these events and then they don't have the network, they don't have the drive. I won't go do a party for anybody. In fact, I never offered to do parties for all my personally sponsored. I would do their getting started right call, and I would, based on the list and the network they gave me and the goals, then I would offer it only to certain people. Yeah. So that's what I would do, because it's your time. It's your time too. And they're inviting. So it's like you can't, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I do. I have one girl. I'd like to get on the phone like when I'm driving with people too, because I utilize all my time when I'm driving. Like that's when I listen to my personal development or my Sarah calls. But like I was in between dropping my son off to catechism the other day, and I called a girl who wants to get back in, and she already said she would do the partner because she wants the discount, but she's like, I'll have a home party. She's like, that's how I met you, was at one of your home parties, and I love trying all the things.
Yeah.
So in May, she already said she's gonna do it in May when her son's like high school like graduation stuff is done being paid for. But she's like, I already know where I'm going with this. And I was like, okay.
And this
So
is someone who hasn't signed up yet, right?
she was with me once before, and then she actually reached out and said she wants to do it again because she felt amazing on it, and she already knows she loves the products.
Yeah. Okay. And so I want to highlight one more thing, and then I'm sure you have questions, but you wrote this down, but I couldn't remember what you wrote down. So I just went to look at what you're really good at, but I'm going to tell you what you're really good at too. And it does align. So, I mean, you're super confident. You're a Sapphire, right? Do you know your
I don't know what I don't know what I am.
So that is like some of these things you need to learn the skills, because it's going to give you even more confidence to kind of like put your business in buckets and systems, like the calls, like Sapphires, we can just like talk to anybody. And like you said, you're not afraid to get up on stage and just talk and go, and you'll jump on calls and you'll enroll people and you'll do all of that. Those are all of our strengths. But then we can lose time and money by just jumping on calls and not having like a system to follow on the call and know what your end result should be on the call. Like there's a system for a getting started right call. There's a system for a one-on-one, like a three-way call, and like a strategy to diamond call. And like, I think if you like got those down and then you started to work with these people, things are going to flow better for you, and you're going to get more out of your time and get these people to move. So the bottom line is like, you are strong at conversations, relationships, and signing people up. You have the belief, you have the conviction, you got the story, you got the results, but you also have like the people skills and the ability to get people from you know, here's my questions, to let's get started. So that in itself, you're a strong closer. So that in itself, you're not going to duplicate it. And I don't want to say it like that, but I need to say it like that because I need you to like hear it. And that's actually what Larry told me. He's like, you're the fire. He goes, you're the fire in the room. And so, and he's talking like at a shake party. He's like, so you're the person that has to close the room. You're the person that has to like do, you know, close the room and do the signups, do the enrollments. And so he was explaining to me from the angle of you're going to do it for your team. And he goes, just take that, just own it, go do it. You'll build the business of your dreams. And so like you have that same ability, Nikki. And so sometimes I don't know if it's, we think, oh, well, people are going to get that. They're going to do that. No, you got to do it. And so it's like, I don't whine about it. I just know my strengths and my skill sets, and then you just do it. And so that's like network marketing is designed for anybody to be able to be successful if you're bringing the people like to the strongest person to close them. That's why we bring people to webinars, right? That's why we bring people to a 3-way call, to a shake party. You can be like your mom, anybody who can just bring their friends over and we can get them started. And so like, that's the role you have to take on, is like, if you know how to sign people up and get them started, you can do it for yourself, but can you do it for your team? If they brought you the people, could you sign their people up and help them go Emerald and help them hit Success Club and help them go Diamond? Could you?
Could I could, and I think I just need to help give them the confidence to do it too. Like to do what I'm doing, like the duplication of everything, because I do have the webinar and I do have the confidence. And I've had a couple people, like a couple of my co-partners now, come to them and they're like, I could never do what you just did because they're like, you're just so confident and it just comes out of your mouth and it just flows. And I just get caught up. So
that's
I
okay.
can,
But this is what you say, you know, like, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I've been doing this longer than you, right? And that's it. And so I think that, you know, when we say duplication, we want them to duplicate the activities that we do, the simple activities, not all the activities, just the simple ones, the read 10 pages, the adding, inviting, exposure, right? Like that's the duplication of the team. But are they ever going to be able to duplicate your skill sets? No, because the skill sets come from what you've done like your whole life, how you were brought up, the shit you've been through in your life, the fire you have in your belly. You can't duplicate that. You are here for a purpose. You like God has you in this spot, building this business for a purpose. And so your job is to light that fire in somebody else and get them to realize the opportunity that they have in front of them, and you're going to help them achieve their dream. You're the person that's going to help them get from where they want to go to that next place. But don't get caught up in everything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all have gifts that we bring to the table that no, they're not duplicatable, because it's a part of who you are as a person. What duplicates in this business is reading 10 pages, 2 exposures. Like, it has to be that simple for your mom to come in and be able to be successful, right? Is mom going to come in and run Facebook ads? No, that's why that's like not a part of the duplication of the business. You can do it, but it's not the part we teach that's going to duplicate. And it's the same part with leaders.
Okay.
You know, being a leader, you're going the extra mile, you're making it happen. You're in control, you're in the driver's seat, especially because you can close. And so I've had people say the same thing to me on my own team, that they're like, I don't want to do what you're doing, because I, never want to get up on stage and talk in front of people. And you know what I say to that? No problem. What do you want to achieve? I'm here to help you achieve what you do want to achieve. Like, it's not about me. You know what I mean? That's an insecurity on their part. Don't let them put that on you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the skill sets that you have as a leader, they don't duplicate.
Okay.
Because
So when I'm having a party and in any setting that I'm in with anybody, I just need to say, what can you bring? You can invite, you can have the people show up, you can be my testimonial, because guess what? Your story is authentic. But you know what? I will run the show and I will close and we will build together. And then we will do this again if people didn't show up, and we can do it again for you. But I'm going to help you reach your goals. Like, what are your goals, either fitness wise or business? And that way I'm taking control of what I can control,
right,
you
right.
know?
But be careful not to be so like salesy. Like, you and I talk
Right.
one way, but you don't want to use the word close. And
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
getting people started. It's
Yes.
really, I am here to help you do this. Yes, bring your people to me. One of the things I say to all my, my new people is, I'll say, when we make their list, it's like, okay, who do you want me to meet? Who do you want me to meet? Like, who are your top people that you wanted me to meet? Or anytime, when I would go to Gabby's house and we would do the shake party, like, I knew the list, I knew who was going to be there. But then when I would get there, I'm like, okay, who are the people you want me to actually go up and really meet, like talk to them face to face and da. And so then, she was like, oh my God, you have to talk to my best friend and you have to talk to my neighbor. And I was like, okay, get those people in the front of my brain. But like, you know, yes, so you're right. That is what you're doing. What you have to get really good at is the relationship part. And you are really good at that. I don't mean that you're not, but
No.
it's disarming people. We have to make what we do look so easy and so low key and fun. Like, this is going to be fun, that they can't say no, that they're like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm an
Yeah.
intense person, that I can be an intense person, right? But like, I'm not this person when I do a new partner call. You
Yeah.
can't be, like, you know what I mean? You got to get on that call and just be like, hey, how are you? And like, you got to be your sapphire person, not your like goal
Yeah.
driven person inside you that wants to like go change the world. And come to their level, build that relationship, pull out their goals. Knowing their social style helps, because then what they're motivated by.
Yeah.
And that's another call. We're going to talk about those, but
Okay.
yours is, I'm pretty sure you're a sapphire. So we're like the people. And we love that social setting, and we're not afraid to just talk. In fact, we just talk too much unless you shut us up, right? And so then when we get people on our team who are not like that, we can scare them away, right?
Yeah.
Because we're like, this is, Brooklyn, my daughter, like, I'm just way too much for her. So, when I'm in Brooklyn, I have to just, I have to just calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like think about it. Your kids probably have opposite social styles. So that's really helpful because then you'll know what people are motivated by. And then you can talk their language versus talking your own language. That's another call. But pulling their goals out, knowing what they're motivated by, helping them build their list, asking those right questions to get the list out, and then creating that strategy of like, okay, well, what's the best approach? You're not asking them that. I'm telling you that. If they're local, you can have a party. That is why the parties have been so successful for me, because I'm not afraid to, that is my thing. Like I would rather talk to people in person about this. And then because
I
I'm,
think that's why it was successful for me too. And I
yeah,
think helping Stephanie, like when I did have the first one at her house, she saw, like I hit Success Club 8 and I think she hit Success Club in that first party at her house. And it was just by me, like,
mhm,
and I've done it 2 styles. Like I used your template and some of your like the paragraphs on like what to say and how to start and stuff like that. And then I had actually made up my own like webinar on my iPad, and I had gone through and I said to people like, tell me a bit about yourself, like what are you guys, and I put it out there and I said, what do you guys do for a living? Tell me about your home life. Like, are any of you guys parents? Do any of you guys work professionally like 40 hours a week? And I kind of put things out there like that. And when I went through my slideshow, I said, is anybody interested in this right here? Because I'm gonna slide through it if you're not. And I want to focus on what you guys are interested in and what could help you guys meet your goals. And Stephanie saw how that was. And a couple of people signed up, and I still have many, many friends from that. I just need to get back into it. And I haven't done it in probably like 6, 8 months. But now that it's getting nicer out, I want to have like a patio party in my backyard and have local people. Cause I even had local customers say I would come to your house if I could try some of those desserts you post.
yeah,
So it's just getting them in one setting to do.
yeah.
I'm saying, and the shake balls are the clinchers, and it's just having people try that too. I love this call. I'm loving this call, by the way.
Good. So that's something you could do, and it's doing it on a regular basis.
Yep.
That's the piece we miss too. Okay. So like I did so many events. I'll be honest, like I fried myself out, but I built my whole business to Million Club. Would I do it again? Absolutely. That's how it built so fast. So for example, you have a patio party and you have it once a month, and you
Yeah.
invite all of your local team, and you tell your local team to bring people every month. Like every month we're going to do this, the first whatever Saturday every month, and we're going to make desserts and we can theme them, and every month you guys bring guests. And so there you go. Everybody comes, it's fun, it's social, you take pictures and you make different desserts and you do different themes. And every month they're bringing their prospects to you and you're signing them up. And all of a sudden, it's not that hard. And because now
Yeah.
you've got a rhythm of what's working. Now, this
Yeah.
would be for local people. You would have to have something else in place for people that are, not local. But then also at the party, like the piece that Sarah does that, I felt like we were missing this piece was like, then when people are filling out the order form, you ask them are you interested in hosting an event? Like in exchange for free product, and there you go. Now you have someone at the party that loved the desserts, like the chiropractor, that will host an event for you, live or virtual, and you now start booking events from an event. And then so now you just did a trifecta. You probably got new customers or new partners. You help your partners get new customers or new partners, and you probably will book an event from that event and get in front of a whole new market. And that would be a great training opportunity to bring one of your new people with you to that event, and you do the event together and you have them shadow you and you teach them while you're doing it. So that's something that I always did too, is I always brought people with me on GSR calls with me while I did a strategy to diamond. Like I'm training Allison right now by recording it, you know? So I was always like, you know, so can everybody do this? What I'm telling you to do? No, because they don't have the skill sets that you have. But that's okay. Like I can't duplicate myself. Like God made me this way. This is what you're getting. You know what I mean? But I had to learn network marketing. I didn't know network marketing, right? But it's like that combination of your skill, what you brought to the table before, learning network marketing, and then the fire. And you put them together.
Yeah. Good.
All right. And then you're gonna find people on your team. You are gonna find those future leaders, but in the process, you have to just keep going. And you have to help the people on your team, like just consistently bump up. And I think if you get in a regular rhythm of calls with people, you'll start to find that they do want to, this person does want to make a full-time income, you know? And so now, is this someone that you want to mentor? Is this someone that you want to put your time and effort into to help them go diamond? Like I did with Gabby, you know, that's a question you have to ask yourself, you know, and that's what you're always doing. So I was always mentoring like two people, three people at one time, one-on-one. Maybe I was helping them go emerald, or I was helping this person go diamond, and then I'm still doing my activities and I'm still doing events and just filtering people in. And I'm making it easy for everybody. Oh, there's a shake party I'm hosting at my house. You know, come and bring, you know, you see?
I do. I do.
Okay.
This was very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, so long.
Okay. I know I got to go get my kids here in about 15 minutes.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, I recorded this, and then message me and we'll connect and go from there. Anything that we missed.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.